Hi, today is March 20th of 2012. This is Lucky Smith doing an interview for Starver News Magazine, and I'm doing a phone interview with, what is your name, sweetie?
Randy Wells.
Randy, and I understand that you are currently in the military right now. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. 7 years.
7 years. And what branch are you? The Army. What, excuse me?
I was going to say active duty, but usually people ask the next question they ask. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, it's okay. So you're in active duty. Is it called position? I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar. Would it be what position?
My rank.
Okay, your rank. What is your rank? All right, I'm new at this. Sorry.
It's good. Cool. My rank, I'm a sergeant. I'm an E5.
Okay, and my question is, you were deployed. How long ago were you deployed to Afghanistan?
It was 15 months.
15 months. And how long has it been since you've been back?
That deployment, that was my second deployment, so that was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And then right now, where are you stationed at this point?
Right now I'm stationed at home of the airborne, Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Okay, and then I understand you, from North Carolina, you were somewhere else, I believe? Like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago?
Yes, I was in Iraq.
And how long were you in Iraq for?
I was in Iraq for 8 months.
8 months. And what was going on? I mean, what experiences would you like to share for the public in regards to what's going on with our military and everything? I mean, because go ahead.
My on this deployment was I was a part of a PDC attachment.
Okay.
A PDC detachment is a private duty convoy, and so what that does is basically transporting will be considered to us as high value people. As far as say, got a general coming down to the base, or he wants to go to outside the wire or whatnot. Basically, if you're the higher ranking you are, the more basically protection you have. Makes sense. You have more intel, you got more of the inside scoop on things, so you're protected more. So whenever they rode around, as far as that last deployment, that's what I did. I was a gunner, a 50 cal gunner on the Humvee while we rode around with the general, and he would meet more. This deployment, I got to see more of a political side than just the kicking down door side of the last two that I had.
What do you mean by seeing more of the political side?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
I said, what do you mean by seeing more of the political side during this deployment?
Well, this deployment of the people I was with, I don't want to disclose their personal information or whatnot, but some, generals or whatnot will go and, what their mission is, he wants to go meet with a leader of one of the provinces or one of the towns or one of the villages or whatnot, and he wants to discuss, policies or, whatever they wanted to talk about or how does he feel about us or the situation. Just basically winning the hearts and the minds, what the public knows already. And so sometimes when you're around that and you get to see that, the other side, when you're not basically pulling the trigger, you're basically talking. You get to see a different, side of it, because the other two deployments, you're just basically getting no orders. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, got it. You do it, and you want to make it. You pray you make it home that night. But this time, it was just listening, watching, see what goes on behind the scenes. Like say, that's where I can put it is. We're gonna move. Other two deployments, we would get told we're gonna move through a town, and for this reason, and we thinking that there's a high value target here, or there's a sale or a weapons cache here. This is where we're gonna go. to the, I'm getting the person that runs that town that we were going to go into. Let's say, hear his point of view on things and why there might be a weapons cache there. You get to see behind the curtain a little bit more. So it's a definitely different aspect on the deployment that I had this last time.
And
I hope that was clear enough.
no, it is clear. And did it change your perspective about the war or about what you guys are doing or the orders that you guys are given?
Well, to be honest with you, while I'm deployed, my mind frame is a little bit different than what people might think it is. When the people that I'm with and the mindset is, no matter why you think we're here, whether you think it's right or wrong, or where you stand at, at that moment, it doesn't matter because you're there. You know what I mean? So the whole point is, okay, then I'm just worried about getting home. That's all that's on your mind is person next to you and getting home. But other than that, outside of that, I do believe, when you see how the people there, even if you disagree with everything that happened with us going over there or anything, when you see how the people are oppressed over there, how they were ruled with the iron fist, literally, and you see, people walking around and can't even afford shoes or whatnot, just the simple things that we take for granted every day. You see these people so thankful for, being the type of person I am, you kind of don't mind being over, even if 9/11 didn't happen. There's still people over there hurt that are being oppressed, and that man needed to be removed, and the people needed to be liberated of how they were living. So for that, I think it's definitely worth, besides 9/11, which is horrible or whatnot, besides what the rumors are around that, and the reason why everything, the invasion or whatnot, people over there are living horribly, and if we were on the other shoes, we'd be grateful if somebody came to help us if they had the opportunity to. So I think, yes, when it comes down to it, do I believe we should be over there? Yes.
And
I think
go ahead.
to see people living like that, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Why was it that you got into the military? Is this a career? Is this a lifelong? Or how long did you sign up for?
Well, actually, I have 90 days left, and I'm getting out. I'm going back to California. So I'm getting med boarded. I was injured on this last deployment, and so
how were you?
I was in a IED, which is an improvised explosive device, basically a bomb. Was placed on a convoy, and I was a gunner, and the vehicle was hit. And I was thrown when the vehicle was hit. It was flipped over, and I was thrown about 75 to 80 feet from the vehicle, and the injuries that I sustained from that saved my life as well, because I was thrown, I could have been crushed. Basically, I can't. I'm pretty, like I think I told you before, I was pretty, busted up and everything, but the injuries I sustained, I had to have, I was flown to Airport Kuwait, where I had a surgery on my ankle, on my abdomen and whatnot. So I'm getting that border, and they're going to pay me pretty good for severance pay. So.
What are these lifelong injuries? What type of injuries did you, how badly hurt are you?
Some injuries. I caught some shrapnel to my lower abdomen area, where with the IVA, with the protective plate, kind of stops at, and your waistline begins. Some shrapnel up in there, and I dislocated my shoulder when that shoulder hit the ground, while I was going from the vehicle, and I twisted my ankle pretty bad. It was pretty messed up to where a couple tendons, bleeding where the ankle that were torn, needed to be replaced. Before they heal on their own that way, and I was stuck with a permanent lamp where I couldn't run. So basically, you have to be able to run and move, and I can't run for long distances. I can maybe put about 2-3 miles, and my ankle starts to hurt. So you have to you got to understand the name of the game. I know it's kind of off subject, but the name of the game is you sign a contract with the military. You have to look at it as any other contract. Let's say a sports contract. You sign a running back I will pay you this amount of money for this many years of your service. If you hurt an ankle or if you can't perform at that level of which we signed you for, then we will release you. That's just the way businesses run, because the Army has to be a well-tuned machine. So you need the healthy, the strong in there. And I gave the 7 years, and I gave,
How many years did you sign up for? Did you sign up for 7, or are you
well, the
doing
thing about it is
9 days because of injuries?
I was planning on re-enlisting when I got back from deployment, but this happened, and so, that's the end of it. But I was planning on staying in for it, being a lifer, but, I get mad for this.
And what made you decide, Randy, to join the military?
I grew up in Long Beach, and wasn't nothing too much out there, I was never a bad person, but I was somebody who definitely used to run with the wrong crowd or whatnot, and I don't know, everybody loved California so much, and I loved it too, but I just always felt that I was supposed to be doing something other than just, I don't know, working at Home Depot or whatever. I just wanted more than that, so I wanted a challenge. I was always pretty physically fit, but I just, wanted to see if I can do something like that. I mean, what was the ultimate challenge? Could be. You know what I mean? What is it? And the military, especially after 9/11, all I heard people do was complain about, the government should be doing this, they should be doing that. And, I just was like, what, I'm going to do more than just be talking. I'm going to go ahead and, and do something about it. So, at the end of the day, when I'm, I just turned 30 on Super Bowl Sunday, so I can honestly say, I did something meaningful. I contributed a chunk of my life to something I believe is bigger than myself. I mean, I did something that only 1% of this country does, and that's the military. Active duty, you know what I mean? The Army, you know what I'm saying? So, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So, I did something that only 1% of this country ever does. So, that alone right there was, besides the traveling and the schooling and everything, the other benefits that, everybody really joins for, you know what I mean? But, I really did want to serve my country. I really did want to say that at the end of the day, so.
How do you...
I did. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, there's a lot of criticism on what's going on in the Middle East, and everyone has opinions, but the people who are really there, we get so many, especially with the sergeant that got charged for the 16 murders. How do you feel about the media and the military? Do you feel that the mainstream media is being fair to you guys, or how do you feel about it?
I personally believe the media has no reason to be in the battlefield, but perhaps. Now, I'm saying the media in Iraq, no problem with that. People want to know what's going on, but being on the front lines and dodging bullets and all that, there's no need for it. Because what people don't understand back in the States, that civilians do not understand, and it's not civilians' fault, it's nobody's fault, but, to deploy, to go to war, the word war in itself, the term war is hell, it's not just a term, that's a literal statement. You don't understand until you've been there, you've seen it, you smelt it, you tasted it, you've done it. You know what I mean? And then you understand what it takes to win wars. You're fighting somebody that does not care about their lives at all, that hates you more with a passion of hate than you could possibly imagine. The worst you've ever hated somebody amplified times 10. You're fighting against somebody that hates you like that does not care about their life. They feel that if you take their lives, they're going to heaven. That is the way to heaven. And they're passionate and they believe. So you're fighting against an enemy like that. And you got to understand that people's lives are at stake. Your country's lives are at stake. Your freedom, everything's at stake. So when you have the media there, just like the incident that happened with, because the media can, a picture or a story can fix anything. It can be twisted anyway. Like, let's say in the instance when the war first started, when the guys were about 10 guys laying on the ground, and the soldiers went in there, and they were dead. And one guy, the media was with the unit, and one guy says, "Hey, all these."
Hello? Hello? All right, I'm gonna stop.